नित्यानन्देश्वरसमारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। मैं सभी भक्तों, शिष्यों, समाजियों, सत्संगियों, श्री महंत कोठारी थानेदार जो इस समय विश्व भर में टू वे वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस द्वारा बैठे हुए हैं, उन सबका प्रेम और आशीर्वाद सहित स्वागत करता हूँ। I welcome all the disciples, devotees, samajis, satsangis, Srimahans, Mahants, Kotaris, Tanedars who are sitting with us all over the world at this time through Nithyananda TV, Sadhana TV, two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha in many cities, in many countries around the world. The city is sitting with us through two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha. Mumbai, Tanige Arasu, Hyderabad, Gupta Kashi, Warrington, UK, Scottsdale, Arizona, Dakota Dunes, Anand Singh, Wellington, New Zealand, High Point, North Carolina, Jorpati, Nepal, Jnaneshwar, Nepal, Port Washington, New York, Guadalupe, Rameshwaram, Penang, Tirupparangundram, London, Kashi, Nithyananda Nagar, Tiruvannamalai, Nithyananda Nagara, Bididi, Nithyananda Nagaramu, Hyderabad, Nithyananda Nagar, Rajapalayam, Jorpati, Nepal, High Point, North Carolina, Phoenix, Kanchipuram, St. Louis, New Ballas, Ohio, Prayag, Nithyananda University, Los Angeles, Toronto, Kailasam, Singapore, Singapuram, Oklahoma, Somanatham, Phoenix, Kanchipuram, Kuala Lumpur, Palani, Pitadishwari's Training Center, Salem, Seattle, Chidambaram, Balasans, Biddi, Charlotte, Srisailam, Houston, Kalahasti, the Brahmasuki team is sitting in Bangalore, Halifax, Canada, Klang, Malaysia, Sumshifo, Hong Kong. Yes, I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Today I'll expand on the same science of living Advaita. One aspect of living Advaita is remembering and understanding axis of life itself is Advaita. Please understand. Center on which the life is functioning is Advaita. I can give you tons and tons and tons of examples, whether in the line of physics, mathematics, emotions, atomic science. I am not even opening the doors of metaphysical, because with metaphysics you always think, oh, it is all subjective. No. I am saying Anything which is objective, what you think, that it can be verified. But ultimately, your science is subjective, metaphysics is objective. It will take little time for you to grasp. So let me talk in your language. Metaphysics is the most objective, foolproof truth as it is. Whatever you know as science is all subjective, corrupt subjective. That is the right word I have to use. Don't think just the pharmaceutical industry is polluted by the people who fund the researchers. The companies which fund the study researchers manipulate the result. And they even fund only that kind of scientists, researchers who already came to the conclusion of what the conclusion they are carrying. They actually ask for the pilot studies. Why this pilot study? Just to see which stupid fellow is matching with the stupidity we are carrying. So heavily corrupted. Please understand. Even though it is heavily corrupted, not just pharmaceutical industry I am talking about. I am talking about even the fields where researches are happening. Even this God particle, recently, they were talking. I studied so many articles about this God particle. Somehow at the end, somehow they want to miss the context. They do not want people to catch the context. Because if you catch the context, Advaita will become reality. Understand? Advaita is not one God theory. The one God theory is not Advaita. The one God religions does not want you to capture the truth of God particle. Maybe on one day, I'll expand on the whole, whatever we know, whatever already the world knows about God particle through science, and whatever world already knows about the God particle through metaphysical science, and finally, from my own experience, the right context through which you need to look at the concept of God particle and understand. Maybe that I have to do a separate satsang. Let me give this clarity today I wanted to give. Whether it is a science known to the so-called outer world, or the science which you call as a subjective, the ignorant leaders of the humanity have brainwashed you so thoroughly, anything which questions them, they call it as brainwashing. No, really. Anything which questions them, they call it as brainwashing. The whole concept of this education system, which is practiced all over the world, especially practiced cult-like fanaticism in India, I wanted to question that whole thing. Do you know the largest business industry today in India is education? It is just destroying human beings. Whether it is the outer world science, inner world science, the way you have been brainwashed, the metaphysics is subjective, the so-called science is objective. I tell you, whether it is physics or metaphysics, in any field, this is the statement I wanted to make. In any field, when you look at the core, it is Advaita. Any field is complete when it reaches the truth of Advaita. Any field is complete when it reaches the truth of Advaita. Listen. Even religion became complete when it reached the truth of Advaita. Ganga became complete when she reached Varanasi. Understand? Only in Varanasi she is turning towards her origin, north. That is why in Varanasi she is called Uttaravagini, flowing towards the north. Why will a river flow towards the origin? Because she wants to have darshan of Vishwanatha. The moment she touches Vishwanatha's feet, gets the darshan, then she is complete now. She lets go and merges with Varuna Raja. Understand? Even metaphysics is complete when it reaches Advaita. I really wanted this to be done. I know my Balasans, my Gurukul kids will fulfill this. Doing a vast study on non-duality. How the non-duality is the axis of everything. Everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. Even though non-duality was preached, promoted by religious leaders, it doesn't belong to just religion. In any field, as simple as your emotions, are as complicated as your layers of visualizations, are the field of astronomy, astrology, cosmology, studying on atoms, physics, studying on universe, chemistry, mathematics, field of medicine. Every field reaches its completion when it realizes the core truth of Advaita. Understand? As simple as your emotions, your violence gets complete when it gets the touch of Advaita. Your lust gets complete when it gets the touch of Advaita. Your sex gets complete when it gets the touch of Advaita. The study of cosmology becomes complete when it gets the touch of Advaita. Study of astrology or astronomy or astrophysics becomes complete when it gets the touch of Advaita. Study of law of life gets complete when it gets the touch of Advaita. Study of religion becomes complete when it gets the touch of Advaita. Study of mathematics becomes complete when it gets the touch of Advaita. Any field. Physics, metaphysics, science, chemistry, biology, everything becomes complete when it gets the touch of non-duality, the Advaita. Advaita has the ability to complete everything, whether it is your individual consciousness or the collective consciousness. I wanted to tell the whole world this good news. Our kids, Balasans, are 2 years ahead of their subject syllabus. Please understand, today they all have gone to write their exams. All of you to know, 2 years they are ahead. My Gurukul principal, Advaita is coming and asking, Swamiji, 2 years now they are ahead. 2 years they can take complete vacation and do what you want. Means they completed the syllabus 2 years ahead. I wanted my kids to study, do research on how non-duality completes every field. I wanted to give this as a subject for research and study to my Balasans, and I tell you guys, before they do their research, I tell you, this will be something beyond any doctorates, any PhD person's research paper, because once they complete, I'll publish it to all of you guys. You will see. So today they are going for examination. I'm blessing them for their examination and giving this as a project. There are 4 kids who are 4 years ahead of their syllabus. And all the kids are 2 years ahead of their syllabus. And I want you to know, they never take mark like a 95, 96 and all. It's simply 100. When they can't give 100, they are given 99. There is no syllabus, choice, this, that for my Balasans. In our Gurukul, kids don't even talk like, oh, this guy studies well and this student is little dull. Nothing. That concept doesn't exist among our Balasans. Zero adolescence problems. The problems of adolescence, zero. When I see them, I am so happy. Just like how I was brought up by my gurus. I am so happy. I have created a space for them. My only vision, I just wanted few more Gurukuls with at least few thousand students, one in Thiruvannamalai. Like these few places. I wanted Gurukuls where a few thousand kids study, grow. And today I commit and declare to the world, my Balasans, these 2 years of research work, I guarantee at least 10 of them will get PhD from some internationally recognized university. I'll be their guide who is only a high school dropout. I'll help them. Please understand, it is time that you need to understand any field becomes complete when it touches the core of non-duality. So in whatever you may be, whatever you believe you are, whatever you are, the identity you carry, the understanding you have, whether you are an engineer, lawyer, doctor, whatever profession you may be practicing, most of you think, you don't know Swamiji, you can tell any kind of specimen, but I am completely confused. What will you call me? Even if you are thoroughly confused, you can be complete when you touch the core of non-duality, because non-duality is the ultimate confusion. Now there are some people who decide always to be in the space of confusion. No, really. When they try to ask me some decision, I tell them, you tell the decision, I will give tatastu. Because the moment you give one decision, they will attack you with 10,000 questions. That is the way they are attacking constantly themselves. I tell them, no, I am not coming for this game. This tatastu is such a great game escaping method. No one can trap you in their mental game. Otherwise the fools are already struggling, suffering, and they are trying to trap you into their game. Listen. This is the statement I am trying to convey to you. The pure, uncorrupt truth as it is non-duality. No king funded any rishi to discover this truth. Fortunately, otherwise he would have manipulated them. One nice thing with India, researchers are always one step above the king. King comes and touches the feet of the rishis. Never rishis go to king. That is why somehow our researchers are always kept themselves away from the social reward, award, money, wealth, palace. And you also need to know, a rishi who serves as a Raja Guru is considered as the cheapest in our Hindu tradition. His researches are not accepted as a first grade because they feel just by being in the court continuously, they also learnt social politeness, political politeness. So all the great acharyas, even Drona, never lived in the court or in the palace or inside the kingdom. They always stayed outside the territory of the king. Very rarely, people who have reached the space of beyond possibility of any corruption. Only those few beings, those few people, those few beings, those few people whose consciousness have gone beyond the society's corrupting possibilities, the truth which is revealed by those few beings who have no other vested interests other than revealing the truth as it is. That is why in Vedas, very rarely you will find even the names of the authors. That is also mostly like a community name, Vyasa. Vyasa is not an individual. The community. Please listen. People who have lost even their name in the truth revealed by them, the truth of the truths is non-dual consciousness. The truth about the non-duality, I tell you, in life, in death, in any crisis, in any survival crisis, in any critical moments, my disciples should keep only non-duality as their strategy for life, as their strategy for decision making, as their strategy to approach the problem. It can be as simple as your migraine or as complicated as a real estate legal issue or as ultimate problem as marital issues. Whatever it is, I tell you, apply Advaita, apply non-duality. You will have immediate solution, eternal solution. Immediate solution, eternal solution. Today, this one statement only I wanted to repeat, insist, emphasize. Non-duality is the axis of life. And even religion achieved completion when it touched the truth of non-duality. Any field achieves its completion when it touches non-duality. Understand? One God theory is not non-duality. Some of these stupid secular intellectuals are constantly screaming, saying that one God theory is non-duality. No. One God theory is not non-duality. It is the metaphysical version of autocracy. The immature mind which cannot look beyond the political supremacy and political superior personality, very primitive level of understanding of life. The political head is seen as all powerful, So the projection of that same person into the metaphysical zone is what is this one God theory. Then you may ask, what about Meenakshi? She was the political head. What about Krishna? She was political head. He was political head. What about Rama? He was political head. Maybe they are also like that, projections only. Be very clear. They embodied Advaita and they were very clear. We worship them because they promoted Advaita. Not because they claimed themselves as God. Krishna stood for non-duality. That is why we worship him. Rama stood for non-duality. That is why we worship him. Meenakshi stood for non-duality. That is why we worship her. The whole Pattabhishekam, means the coronation ceremony of Meenakshi, records clearly, she takes the oath on Manu Dharma Shastra. Manu's laws, and she takes the oath, she will run the kingdom, run the world based on the dharma of non-duality. So understand, autocracy ornamented with metaphysics is one God theory. Autocracy imagined in the field of metaphysics is one God theory. One God theory is not Advaita. Even many of the Hindu gurus who are brainwashed, unbrainwashing the people, need to know Advaita is not one God theory. In Advaita, everything is God. Even the word thing I cannot say. Every is God. I cannot say everybody, everything. No. Every is God. That's all I can say. Infinite gods with infinite possibilities. Infinite gods, each of them are expressing infinite possibilities. Means that is the definition of God in non-duality. I tell you, our Gurukul kids will take up this research for next 2 years. How the non-duality completes the field of astronomy, cosmology, this parallel universe theory, astrophysics, how the non-duality completes psychology, physiology, biology, arts, how the non-duality brings completion to yoga, touch of non-duality, from the context of non-duality, how the dance brings completion to itself, how dance reaches completion with the touch of non-duality. Chemistry reaches completion from the context of non-duality. Mathematics reaches completion from the context of non-duality. I wanted to establish this so that all education methodology in any field, the non-duality should be the primary school syllabus. When the kids enter the school, in the primary school, study non-duality. First 2 years, from the age of 3 to 5, let the kids study non-duality. After they are soaked and established in the space of non-duality, where they cannot be manipulated, misused, abused anymore by the rewards, awards, punishments, when they become free from possible corruptions, now let them study any department they want. They will complete that field. If you are complete by studying something, you are educated. If you complete the study itself by studying it, you are educator. If you are complete by studying something, you are educated. If you complete the study itself by studying it, you are educator. I tell you, my Balasans will be educators. If you approach any subject with the context of non-duality, you will complete that subject. You will become educator. I only wanted to have more Gurukuls in all these 5 places. Thiruvannamalai, Varanasi, Haridwar, so that this science non-duality can complete any field is told to the world. I tell you, non-duality is the ultimate war strategy. That's what Krishna did it. Non-duality can complete political science. I'll prove non-duality is the best media strategy. I'll prove it to the world. All the attack on me, I'll come out of it shining just by the power of non-duality and make this as an education syllabus for the world. How the non-duality can be the crisis management strategy. How the non-duality can be a strategy during all the critical moments. If I write a tell-all book, the thread of that book will be this only. How the non-duality is applied for every situation. How the non-duality can be the crisis management strategy. How the non-duality is a powerful strategy to turn around all the attacks put on you, whether social front, legal front, economical front, media front. Brutal physical attacks through rowdies in every level. Non-duality, Advaita can be the best strategy, can be the best thinking structure, can be the best lifestyle. Even in our Sangha, I have seen the more people digest Advaita, more they raise in our order. Please understand. Don't ever try to believe or make others believe. Even if you are a Tanidar, you are a great Advaiti. No. If you digest Advaita, you will cross the space of Mahant. And because it is run directly by me, if you cross the space of Mahant, I will never keep you lower than that. Advaita, more and more when it is digested, shared, more and more alive it becomes. When more and more you make that alive in your life, more and more you become complete. So with this, the essence of today's satsang, whatever you may be, whoever you may be, whatever you may be doing, decide Advaita to be the strategy, thinking trend, lifestyle to solve anything, to make decision at any moment. Let Advaita be your crisis management strategy. Let Advaita be the source of your enlightenment. Let Advaita be the source of your excitement. Let Advaita be the source of your joy. Let Advaita be the source of your pleasure. Let Advaita be the source of life. Let Advaita be your strategy even when you face death. Let non-duality be you, and may you be that. I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching and causing eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you.
Nithyananda Dhyanapeetham, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nithyananda.org, www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.